Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. Got a little project to do in the workshop. To be honest, it's for Nora, for our daughter. She's a typical teenager and has a very untidy room. And most of that untidiness is caused by her fascination with Lego. And I want to obviously encourage her to continue that creative kind of outpouring, as it were. And but I want to be able to tread in her bedroom without suffering damage to my feet. And I think Gita would like it a little bit tidier. So what I'm trying to do, and her argument always is, well, I'm in the middle of this project and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and most of this project seems to be on a piece of a base plate. And what I'm thinking is, it would be really nice if she had some kind of tray, and then all the bits around, which are causing the bigger problem, are all the bits that are in her kind of a vision for the project, and her vision, what she can see in front of her, and they're all needed. Apparently every single bit is needed. So what I thought I would do though is try to make some kind of tray system where she can put the project in and also have another tray or two trays, whatever, to put all the bits in at the end of the day, so that she can then get out the next day or whatever, or whenever she next plays, because it's not every day that she's doing the Lego project, but it can't be moved. If you're a parent, then you probably know what I'm talking about. To be perfectly honest, I was looking for an excuse to get back into the workshop and do something. I've not been able to do anything this year so far for various reasons, and I thought this is something I could probably do fairly easy. In an afternoon maybe, or a day, with some offcuts that I've got, particularly from the cabinets I made in a previous video. If you've not seen the workshop video, I'll put a link up here. But I've got some nice bits of 18mm ply. I've also got over there some 9mm ply B grade, I think it is, they call it. So it's more for building projects and stuff like that, but it'll be okay for the base, I think. And then the base plate's 38 centimeters, and I want something so she can put it in and take it out. And these two offcuts, which I say offcuts, they're both identical. I had them left over, so they may have been excess to requirements. They're both 44 centimeters wide, which should make the sides. And when you add those up, that should give enough space. I want some way to be able to stack it and lock it, so they lock stack together, if that's the right phrase, and for it to somehow look a bit Lego-ish. We'll get to that later. I haven't really got a plan. I've got a rough idea up in my head. But I found these two bits and that, and I got some other bits. I think that's enough. If I divide that by 4, that'll have 14 centimeters height to the project, which should be enough. Anyway, let's get on and build it, and I'll work a few things out, how I'm going to do it, and then I'll cut some bits. Okay, really annoyingly, I just ran all the boards through and the phone wasn't recording, so there you go. Sorry about that. But anyway, I used all health and safety precautions and stuff like that. But basically, I think you saw me set this up, and then I just ran that through so they're all the same size. It doesn't actually matter what size they are, as long as they're all the same size. And so next, I need to get this up on the bench and probably get the track saw out, I suppose, and cut that up. What's quite funny is you can see we've got a new cat, if you've seen in other videos, and her paw prints are all over it, where she's tried to jump up and then slip down. That's why there's these long paw marks. Quite funny. Anyway, that'll buff up out. Okay, the 2 trays are just done, as you've just seen. They're looking good. There's a few blemishes there, but I'm not going to worry too much about those. During that time that I was doing the sanding and everything, I had some time to think about what else I could do. And what I'm thinking is as one tray will need the actual project in, and that might be a bit difficult with fingernails to pick up. So I need to put some ridges in here just so that it's easy to get your fingers under and lift the project out. And then with the other tray, which will be the kind of storage bit for all the project bits, I think it might be nice to have some divisions, maybe quarters, or if I do it so that they can, how's it called when you cut a slot out of each side and then they slot together to make it. Anyway, you'll see it because I've got left over. I've got those 2 bits that were the offcuts from these bits, and then I can crisscross those and slot them, and then she can choose whether she does or doesn't want them. And then because they're only halfway up, it would be nice to make maybe a second layer tray with some bits that I found over there, which are really old. What did I make with those? Can't remember now, but anyway, some thin bits of Baltic ply, which I might be able to make a little tray with. I won't be able to nail it, I'll have to glue it because it's too thin. But anyway, I think that's what I'll probably do. And then we'll see where we are, and then we need to do some handles or something so that she can pick it up. Okay, that's that. Next, my sort of dilemma now is I've only got so much thin stuff and I've only got certain sizes, and every size seems to be a bit too small for full width. So my options are, well, I've got this bit which is full width but is about, I don't know, that much short, which could slide full width backwards and forwards. I've got this bit which is perfectly square, but it's, even with the sidings on stretched, it would leave a gap all the way around and just kind of wobble about, which I think would be a bit weird. And that's the same size pretty much as this bit, but one of these I would need to rip to do the sides for the other. So better that I use the same base. I've got obviously other stuff which is thicker, but then that would take up the kind of space, the storage space, if I had a thick piece in there. A bit like this really. So I think I'm going to go with a sliding tray, which then at least could reveal a bit of what's underneath if Nora didn't want to take it out or whatever. I think that would work. And then later on, if I do have some offcuts, I could make a full size width tray, I suppose. But better to use this bit, which is the offcut of the bases, the two bases, as you would have seen earlier. So that makes full use then of that piece I've cut, which is good, I think. So now I just need to sort that out, tidy it up, and then glue on the sidings. I don't think, like I said earlier, I'll be able to nail them because they're too thin. But we'll see, we'll see. Morning. Okay, let's sort that out and then bring it all together. Probably not as easy as that, actually. Need to work out a way how to interlock these together. Cozy. That needs a little sand on the side, but other than that, it's fine. Interesting. Maybe the glue. Yeah, there's probably some glue on the side. get to work. found this bit already, so I thought it's a bit chunkier than I wanted. Maybe I'll do something about that, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, now for the handles, cut the pieces down as you've just seen, I think. So I think what I want to do is these bits I want to stain a different colour. I'm going to use this wire wool and vinegar stain which I used for the cabinets to stain the handles. Now I put a test piece on. I'd heard that this stuff changes over time, and you can see, and it also changes in the way that it reacts with different wood. So originally it turns stuff black when it reacts, and then obviously over time it's probably rusted a bit, so it's more of an orangey colour now than it is black, but that's fine. It just gives a different coloration to what's the box itself. And then this was a broken handle from a garden tool. You can see here, for cheap handles, they splice them and then they break. So the idea is I cut some dots and put the dots on to make it look like Lego bricks. That's what I plan anyway. Whether I can slice them thin enough, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, it's kind of there, but there's one last detail that I would like to add, which I can't really do with wood, not in my skill set, or I don't have the right bits and I want to get this finished today really, but I could 3D print something. Yeah, let's go and see what I can do, and then we can present it to Nora. You in there, Nora?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's bigger than
Now, what's the problem that we have in your room that we need to fix?
I have too less Lego.
Not enough Lego.
Yeah.
Here's a new box for you. What do you think?
Cool.
Do you want to open it up?
You can open it.
Put bits in there. You can put bits underneath into 4 sections. You can take those out if you don't want 4 sections.
Now Lego 4 seconds.
And then, if it's made, that section is for your project. If you didn't have the bits on the side, it fits perfectly. You could put the project away safely.
Yeah, but then we have a tiny room.
And it clicks back together.
Question, can I put the others away too? My hand!
What does it say?
Never stop. Notice Lego never stop building.
Never stop building. So I want to encourage you to build more, but also to tidy up a bit. What do you think?
Cool. Can I put the boxes the other way?
No.
Aww.
So you like it?
Yes.
You're going to use it. So now you don't have to have all your piles of Lego. You can put them into boxes.
I'm not promising that I'm tidying up. I've never made a promise.
Well, that's what it's for now, isn't it? You can put it away and get it out, and you've not lost it. All your project bits are in front of you. Good. Video finished. Hope you liked it, everyone. Nora did take a sneak peek before, so it wasn't a total surprise to her. But she didn't know about the writing, did you?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for watching. See you in another video very soon. Bye for now.